Hey everyone, it's Vision, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Fifine AmpliGame D6 control pad. I'd like to thank Fifine for sending me the control pad. I'm honestly excited to have this. Now, it isn't necessarily for streaming for me, which it completely works with OBS and everything that you'll need it to, including like microphones, moving scenes, transitions, studio mode, anything else you might need from there. But it's because of productivity, and productivity is the best thing to me. I'm able to assign certain buttons, even just music, pausing, going left and right, something where it's just like one button hit instead of needing to tab out of games or pause my workflow in order to do those changes. If I want to quickly open up a web browser, if I want to open up YouTube, if I want to do hotkeys in a game, or maybe hotkeys for text that I want to spam in a game, or if I'm sending emails, I can have templates on what I can send. But before we get into the full functionality, let's take a look at the hardware and the unboxing. The great thing about Fifine is the unboxings are really simple. Simple packaging, not much fluff. Doesn't really matter to me because I throw away packaging anyway. I don't keep it for years. But the Fifine AmpliGame D6 stream controller comes with the stream controller itself and a USB-A with a C adapter on it to a Type-C. This will power the controller, which you'll need to plug into a computer and install the drivers indicated on your instruction manual. Installation's pretty easy, just following the guide they provided. My one gripe though is in order to download it, at least based from the instructions, it tells you to go to fifine.key123.vip/win, which does automatically pop up the download, but I feel like for the vast majority of people, it feels kind of weird. I wish they just inform people go to finefinemicrophone.com, go to software, and click and download the control center. This would avoid things like someone accidentally typo squatting, where they try to type in the correct URL, but due to some misspelling that people may do more often, can take them to an immediate download of a false file. Although that may be rare, it avoids any type of those situations. To set up OBS Studio, we're going to go ahead and drag any of these buttons for OBS Studio into your tray. You'll notice you have your server IP, server port, and password. All we need to get is the server password. So we'll hit the tools, web server socket. We're going to enable WebSocket server. Hit apply so it's on. Hit show content. I will then copy said password and I'll paste it and press connect. The instructions do state to use your server IP. However, if your computer's IP ever changes due to DHCP, then you may have to eventually try to re-resolve this. To set the background so when the device is asleep, you can hit settings, device, replace boot logo, and from here you can go ahead and select a photo from your photo library. Comparing it to other brands, which are $100 plus, you're going to be saving money. And for somebody who's either just getting into it, they have a budget, they don't want to spend too much on it, they don't know if this kind of hardware will work for them, it's both a great entry and also a reliable device. It's going to do exactly what you need. The downside, though, is it's not going to integrate with those other companies' other peripherals or hardware, at least not natively, and not that I can find at the moment. Now, that kind of leads into their plugin store, where they do have plugins available for you to download, which some of these are running that. For example, this one that is telling me my uptime on my computer, this one that's continuously pinging Google and telling me my latency to the internet, and then my storage drive, so like if I'm recording directly to a computer, I don't have to worry about the drive space being full and missing it, or I install a few games and I start recording and I don't lose my footage. I get buttons that will automatically take me to places, Photoshop to open up Photoshop. Oh, and one of the cool features for this one is if I tell it to go to youtube.com, it'll grab the icon for YouTube and automatically place it there. For Photoshop, it knows how to select through the apps, and it grabs the thumbnail for that. Not thumbnail, icon. There's also a few theme packs that you can replace the icons with images. You can get fancy into it where you can have a very uniform, very pretty design. I don't really care about that. There's not too many options at the moment, but as they build out the store and more people contribute to it, it'll only get better. I did go through the plugin store and I found a lot of apps. I didn't test a lot of things, and that's not testing in the Fifine sense. That's testing in third-party people, the community integrating apps into here. Some things where it's like YouTube counters or notifications, Discord related things that you're probably going to have to mess with and probably look at the contributor or the person who uploaded in their kind of tutorials. That's all use at your case, find out if you like it and if it works for you. So I have received this for free, and I've also received other products from Fifine for free that allows me to show you guys and exactly how their products work. They are building a great ecosystem with everything. My favorite part about Fifine is everything, except for this one, is plug and play, where you just plug it in, you just select your mic, you select the screen capture device in OBS, you just select your audio for your headset, and it just works. This one, of course, being the exception because you want to customize it so it needs an interface. They're building a great ecosystem where everything is just plug and play. Now, of course, there's tons of other brands that are coming out with great hardware. They look good, they feel good, but the downside for those is a lot of bloatware. So let's say you have a brand A keyboard, brand B mouse, brand C headset, and then a microphone, and you have to install all those softwares, and every time you start up your computer, they all have to start up at once, or else it's not going to work properly. So let's say if you needed a specific microphone to be able to have a certain profile, one app needs to be open, or for your mouse macros to need to work, they need the application open because they don't have onboard settings. That takes up a lot of resources just running in the background. So there's the two benefits that I see when it comes to purchasing these devices. Is A, it's plug and play. I don't have to worry about software. They just work, and they are affordable. The main benefit to that for somebody is going to be like a situation that I came across. Someone that I know was getting their first computer ever. They had a mouse keyboard that I gave them. I gave them a monitor, and that's just from stuff that I already had laying around. But I also ended up getting them a microphone, a stream controller, something that just kind of, boosts the gaming feel. Now, I purchased tons of hardware over the year. I'm actually a big hardware guy, from even IT and networking to computers to 3D printers. There's a lot of hardware that I like, and I probably spend way too much on hardware, including microphones. I have bought too many microphones, and I only use like 2. But I digress. Their whole ecosystem, they're making it very easy for people to get into, and I appreciate the price point. It allows somebody to, A, find out if they actually enjoy that type of hardware and if it works for them without breaking the bank, and then they're stuck with it. And B, when they do buy that hardware from Fifine, it's usually at a more reasonable price so they can find out whether they like it or not. So, how I'm going to be using this pad. I have 2 great options. Because the USB is, again, removable, I can move it between 2 different computers and not have to worry about unplugging it from the back of my computer or its cable management and it just hanging underneath the desk, because my cable management, it's very specific. I have everything basically mounted underneath the table in coils, zip tied, and then the ones that I move around, I'll have them Velcroed. So I have specific methods for doing that. I don't want to have to be able to reach underneath my computer, break up my cable management just to move this. So I get to move this between my main computer, my recording computer, and if I go out somewhere and I still want the productivity, I can just throw this in a bag and then use my phone charger to use the device. Hey everyone, Editor Brian in the future. I just realized I didn't do an actual proper outro, so I just want to say thank you for watching. If you liked the video, if you can leave it a like. If you want to talk about below, if you think it's good hardware, you can leave a comment down below. If you like the video and want to see future ones, feel free to subscribe. And I thought now is a good time to introduce my birdies, green cheek conures. This one is Peaches, and then Mango's chilling over here. Ain't that right, Peaches? Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.